Welcome back into Lake Point Sports, our Feature Games Watch Party, Part 2 of Workout Day. This window, we've got Georgia, Florida, and Southeast in action for you on fields 9 and 10. That's the top views on your screen. Bottom left is going to be Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, and Minnesota. And I'm joined in studio by Kellen Rogers out of North Carolina. Kellen, man, thanks for coming by. Was excited to have you in here. Tell me about your excitement level when you were coming here for Feature Games.
Well, I was actually down here last year, 2 years ago, I would say, for the Junior Feature Games. So I kind of understand what it's kind of going to be like down here. But Junior Feature Games was really fun, and I was really blessed to have that opportunity to do that. And it got me lots of opportunities to play for some more high-level teams and get my name out there. So hopefully this is going to kind of be the same thing with all the college coaches that are going to be here.
When you're a junior feature gamer and you watch what's kind of unfolding on the other end of campus, is that a driving force for you to get back here? Like, what's kind of that vantage point from the other side of the campus?
Absolutely. I mean, Junior Future Games was over towards the right side of the
southern field.
The southern field, yeah. Yes. And after my games for Junior Future Games, I would walk over to the Future Games side and watch some of the games, and it's crazy to see how many college coaches are just watching those games. And yeah, it did drive me to get better and want to get an invite to this event.
Top-ranked shortstop in North Carolina, 3rd overall in the class. You're number 10 at your position nationally, 24th in the class of 2027. Tell me about the game and what you feel like is when the coaches leave here after the completion of this event, what are they going to be talking about specifically with you?
For me, I think it's just energy. I think for me, I like to be athletic. That's why I like to play up the middle. So I'm a shortstop, second base, center field kind of guy. So I like to just be athletic, be able to move. I want to be I strive to be the first one on the field and the first one off the field, sprint everywhere. So I think being an athlete and my speed is probably the biggest part of my game and what I like to show.
You run a 6.760. Is that the PR for you? That's what we have on the Prep Baseball profile. What's the all-time PR?
6.7 was from Junior Future Games.
Okay, so what is it now?
That was a while ago. I just ran an official 6.5 the other day.
Wow, okay, that was a while ago.
For the one of my tournaments this past week, so yeah.
What are you trying to get here at the showcase part of it?
I'm striving for either a 6.4 or a 6.5. I want to get that 6.7 down.
Wow, that's speed, man.
Yes, sir.
Tell me how that translates into the game. Certainly playing center field, you're trying to cover ground. You're trying to be that, that quarterback of the outfield. How else do you see it playing into the game?
Well, for me, I'm a left-handed hitter, so honestly, it helps me a lot being fast because I have, especially in high school season, I've beat out so many ground balls to shortstop, third base, and stretching singles into doubles and just being an athlete, and it helps me. I think it helps, because getting a hit and staying on first base, I mean, getting that extra base can really help getting you in scoring position and helping you get, I don't know, being fast is just, I think it helps being big on the field.
Bat left, throw right. Did that happen naturally? I just see it just feels like so many guys who are shortstops end up being lefty bats, and it's just like I'm lefty, and to me it just doesn't make sense like that you would be able to have those two things.
It was weird. So apparently when I was my dad told me this, apparently when I was 2 years old, I was in the backyard and I picked up a wiffle ball bat and I swung it left-handed, and I've been left-handed hitting ever since.
So it was just a natural thing.
Yep, natural thing.
Wow.
That's the only thing I do left-handed.
Okay, nothing else left-handed. Don't eat left-handed, don't write left-handed.
Nothing
wow.
else.
It's working out pretty well.
Yeah, it is. I'm glad I'm a lefty.
So who have you looked to then? You're 5'10", 155. Who have you kind of looked towards in terms of the position and guys that you kind of have gravitated towards who play?
You mean by MOB?
Yeah, who did you kind of – sometimes it's you just watch and you just I'm going to play like that guy. Or sometimes it's how do I handle situationally stuff in a game, and you watch somebody and be okay, that's how you do. Who are those kind of players for you?
Well, from an MLB standpoint, I think Corbin Carroll is a big guy. I know he's not a middle infielder, but he's smaller. He's a left-handed hitter. He's fast. So I kind of like to be like him. But then also from a high school standpoint, we had Khalil Watson at Wake Forest High School a little while ago, and he was a left-handed hitter, shortstop, really fast. So I think I strive to be like him a lot.
Wake Forest High School, obviously in the shadow of Wake Forest. I mean, it's becoming a hot item for a lot of players to go towards. August 1st is going to come around. Coaches are going to come calling. Do you have, and I'm not asking you to divulge it, do you have a list of schools? Or do you have, like, this is my short list and these are the calls I'm hoping I get?
I think I do have a few. I think it would be nice to stay somewhat close to home. So a lot of the like ACC schools in North Carolina, like NC State, UNC, Duke, some of those schools. But I've also got some interests from like Virginia, South Carolina. I've got some from Tennessee, Texas A&M. So we'll see what happens on August 1st and see what happens. But I don't think there's any like distance that I would be like, no, I can't go there because of distance. It's just we'll see.
But you're also to the benefit of you're down here, and there's a lot of guys, and you talk to guys from the Midwest, guys from the Northeast, they all want to come down and play in the Southeast. They all want to play ACC, SEC, and already being in that country and being in front of that part of the country and being in front of those coaches on a consistent basis kind of plays in your favor as well.
It does. Yes, sir.
So tell me about the North Carolina team, the guys that you knew of, guys that you were excited to play with. Who were kind of those names that when you saw the roster, you're like, oh, we're going to ball out?
So the big two for me is one, Brandon Bush. I've played travel ball with him for a really long time. He's an outfielder, really good kid, really good athlete. And then another one is Banks Woody, one of our catchers. Okay. I've played baseball with him since, I was playing T-ball with him and played with him for years until I was like 14 years old. So that's just, I think it's really cool that me and him are here together because of how long we've known each other and how long we've been playing together. And so, yeah, I think that's cool. But then there's also some kids on this team that I don't even really know. Like some kids that kind of just weren't really on the rankings, the top 10 rankings.
Yeah.
Like some kids that I didn't really know, but they seem to be putting their name out there and getting to these events, which is good for them.
Wake Forest High School mentioned that. Famous alumni like Dexter Lawrence, Bryce Love. What's the football trophy case like in Wake Forest High?
The football trophy case is crazy, but I will say, and I'm not no knock on Wake Forest football, but we have fallen off in the past couple years. A while ago, we were really good. We were getting to the state championship and getting high up there like almost every year, but this year it's kind of fallen off. Roseville is the school for football now.
But I think so many guys, especially down here in the Southeast, they want to play baseball. They don't want to play football, and it's in these football programs. And we have that here in Metro Atlanta. There's a lot of, we got some serious talent coming through here from a baseball standpoint. Those guys aren't playing football. They all are playing baseball, and it's, I'm sure the football coaches don't like it very much.
Wake Forest has turned into more of a baseball school than a football school now.
All right, well, we're doing something fun with all the players that come through here. We're doing random questions, so producer Mason's going to pull our game show intro here, and he's going to give me 3 random numbers for you between 1 and 100, and those are going to coincide with this list of random questions, and that's what we're going to put you on the spot with. You ready?
Okay.
All right, Mason, what's his numbers?
His numbers are 2, 19, 75.
2, 19, and 75. Now, these questions were created with the help of ChatGPT. I kind of went through and tweaked them a little bit, but make sure they were baseball-centric, but did not, so I can't be held responsible for some of these. All right, number 2, you can only pick one walk-up song for the rest of your life. What is it?
That's a good question. I'll probably go with the walk-up song that I had last year in high school. I'm a really big Lil Baby fan.
Okay.
So my walk-up song last year for high school was Baby by Lil Baby. And I had a really good high school season. So, I don't know if I'll change it for next year because I'm superstitious.
Yeah.
So I like to keep things the same. If I'm playing well, I like to keep things the same. So I'll probably keep that walk-up song, and I really like that
He's
song.
a Carolina guy, right?
He is Charlotte, yes.
Okay, yeah, so there you go. It all ties together. All right, you already kind of took me there a little bit with number 19, but what's the weirdest superstition you've ever heard of in baseball?
The weirdest superstition. I would say the weirdest superstition is I have heard kids not wash their socks from baseball games, which I think is disgusting.
That's how you get athlete's feet.
That's
athlete's
disgusting
foot, yeah.
to me. But yes, I have heard that before.
Yeah. There's a guy named Turk Wendell that used to play for the Cubs and the Mets, and he would eat black licorice between innings and then brush his teeth. You should look it up. It was pretty crazy. Like he would literally be chawing on black licorice in the dugout.
During the
then
game?
and then he would go over the little faucet and brush his teeth in between innings.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
All right, finally, number 75. What's the worst advice you've ever received?
The worst advice.
It can be baseball-related worst advice.
I think the worst advice I have ever received is
to come in here and do this.
No, when you texted me,
Okay.
I was really excited.
Well,
for
I'm
this.
happy for that.
The worst advice that I have received is probably to follow in other people's footsteps.
Okay, I like that.
I don't like that because I think that everybody has their own strong suits, and I think everybody should be unique and be themselves. And so, yes, I think people should have idols and people that they should, strive to be like. But I think that you should never try to be exactly like somebody else. I think that you should always be yourself, always do you, always play your game, and stuff like that.
I didn't think this was going to end with an inspiring message from Kellen Rogers. I love this. All right, look at that, man. He's a motivational speaker, and he's going to be showing out for Team Carolina. Kellen, man, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll be back with so much more from our Prep Baseball Future Games watch party. Don't miss a thing. We'll be right back.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
Hot summer days call for cool adventures in Cartersville Museum City. Beat the heat indoors with jaw-dropping exhibits at Tellus Science Museum and the Savoy Automobile Museum. Hit the water at Terminus Wake Park, kayak the Etowah River, or head to Lake Allatoona for fishing, boating, and unbeatable lake days. When the sun sets, head downtown for live music, delicious eats, and local flavors. From family fun to date nights, summer memories start here. Plan your trip today at cartersvillemuseumcity.com.
And we're back. Grayson Rosen steps in once again for our Future Games Workout Day watch party. Great stuff from Kellen Rogers there. One of a number of players is expected to join me throughout this broadcast window. We already had Isaiah Snavely today. Cole Cinnamon from Virginia is expected to stop by. Graham Keane from Pennsylvania. We already had Brandon B. from Plains for the senior Future Games. We'll see if Adam Goodwin, Michigan State Director, is expected to stop by. We'll see if he in fact does. But bringing you two more workout windows here. And we have Georgia, Florida, Southeast, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Minnesota. I think we still have some spillover, though, from the previous window. I think this is actually South Texas in the bottom left is finally getting their swings in BP. Did an interview with Lubin Rincon, the #1 player in Texas. He's the second-ranked shortstop in the nation on his way to the Prep Baseball All-American game as well. So took me inside that. He was at the think about this. He told me he was at so Texas, because they split into two teams now and they have such a high amount of talent, did a Future Games trial, which they did one in California as well. At Future Games trial, Shooter Hunt went up to Lubin Rincon and said, "You're also, by the way, coming to the All-American game." So he said, "You're going to the Future Games, but that's not the only traveling you're going to be doing to the Southeast, because a month after that, you're going to be coming to Miami to join us."
That's great.
For the All-American game.
The stories of those guys finding out is always so much fun.
Yeah, it's the best, right?
Moments.
Well, so last year, after the Future Games was over with, Noah Wilson, who just ended up exploding for Tennessee, ended up getting the invite at the end of Future Games from Shooter. Mm-hmm. So some of them we can have the camera right there for it, but other times it's a phone call and not as much fun. But yeah, we do get those rare moments like that.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I did just see Something I was not expecting. Ty Tillery flipped his commitment to Auburn.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, happened about an hour ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I was personally surprised to see him flipping from Georgia to Auburn as a Georgia guy.
Yeah, well, they're going to have Ty Peoples on campus now, which is something I don't know that we necessarily would have believed maybe 6 months ago. The top-ranked outfielder in the nation ends up being a 20th round draft pick. But obviously, everybody goes in, and we've talked about this on broadcast before. I mean, everybody goes into the MLB draft with their number, and when you have leverage, your number is a real thing.
Definitely.
As opposed to these guys who are coming out of their third year of college, and your number is what they say your number is.
Yeah. These high school guys, especially with NIL, I mean, your number can be a lot higher than prior years for sure.
You had mentioned during our earlier window when we were talking about the NFL and the situation with the Bengals and Shamar Stewart not being. I actually saw yesterday some talk on NFL Network of him having six-figure opportunities to go back to college because he's yet to sign a collegiate. But they said because he's yet to sign a collegiate contract, an NFL contract, there may be some loopholes.
Because from what I saw is that he can't go back and just play at Texas A&M.
No, he would have to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some of that stuff is going to get even more wild than it already is. And certainly we're seeing it in baseball. I mean, you mentioned, we don't know anything. This is only pure speculation when I say this, but I would anticipate if Ty Tillery is flipping that there's probably there might be a reason from that end that is having him flip that's beyond the fact that he just all of a sudden decided he doesn't like the colors red and black.
Yeah, I mean, pretty sure his high school wears red and black, so I don't think that was going to be the issue for Ty.
Yeah, but, Morgan County.
It's just, with NIL, you just never know. The money can come from literally anywhere.
Yeah, it does really feel like, and I know we keep talking about this from a national perspective. About there's an inherent need for them to be structured within college sports, and I think we're going to look back in this time period in maybe 10 years and just be like mortified at some of the stuff that was going on, and there's going to be some crazy documentaries that are going to come out after legislation's been put in place that stops it from happening. Just some of the wild stories that are going to come out of what reality was during this time period.
Yeah, I think another thing for Ty that maybe factored into the switch is just maybe the attitude in which the conversations have moved with his position as a pitcher to start out at Georgia. I mean, just in his class, he's also got Matthew Sharman and Connor Langdon heading there.
Yeah.
And that's a lot to already compete with, along with the guys that they're bringing in either in this year's recruiting class or the guys that will still be there or the guys that will transfer in. I mean, there's a lot of competition for a roster that has or for a program that has recruited so well, especially pitching-wise.
We're getting close to seeing, speaking of Georgia, they're in the background in the top right there waiting in the literal, figurative, I guess more so, on deck circle here. See Matty Bullock back there working the camera, following around Austin Tambora, our Lake Point athlete program member, who's going to be going through his workout day with us. We'll bring you some great footage of that in coming days as well. Austin was really excited about this.
Yeah, Austin is so much fun to work with. A couple of things we've done with him, it's been a pleasure, and he's just also just an incredible athlete as well.
So we'll see Georgia in action here shortly. Final members of this previous squad.
Nice hit to end the
cuts.
session.
Yeah, that was good stuff right there.
Looks like maybe our guys are getting started.
All right, well, while they're getting ready, we had the fortune this past tournament here of having Billy Wagner on campus coaching Canes, Virginia this Sunday in Cooperstown. He'll be inducted as a member of the 2025 Baseball Hall of Fame class. Also, Dick Allen, Dave Parker, CC Sabathia, Ichiro Suzuki. He was here coaching during the 17U National Championship. Got to talk with Billy about his coaching style, whether that had been influenced by guys like Charlie Manuel and Bobby Cox, and his preparation for this weekend speech. Here's my interview with Billy Wagner. Here with Canes, Virginia coach and a new Baseball Hall of Famer, Billy Wagner. Billy, man, good to see you. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's good to be out here when it's cool.
Obviously, 8th in the all-time saves list. When you go into coaching, kind of describe your style. Is it influenced by guys like Charlie Manuel and Bobby Cox, or how did you find your own way as a coach?
Well, I think it's a combination because you can't coach a 16, 17-year-old kid like a big league manager. I think being a player's coach is where I kind of drift to, but I think it's you're more into a development. You're more a little bit more strict on execution. And not so much about some of the things they're not ready for. So I think my coaching style kind of drifts towards the player side. But when they get into games like this and they're on TV and they're playing in the high anxieties, I try not to say a lot because I think the biggest model is this game is hard. Coaches and players and parents need to know that this game is really hard, and so I want them to be able to play free. You make a mistake, hey, that's all right. Nobody wants this mistake, but they need to be able to play free, learn through failure to be successful.
Obviously, not just coach, but dad with your son Kaysen on the team. What's that relationship like? Do you guys separate baseball and the father-son relationship? Yeah,
a lot better than my first two kids when I was coaching them through this. And him being a pitcher, predominantly, it has made it a little bit easier. I mean, we have the understanding that, what I'm going to say is going to be just basically very limited. When we talk, it's a lot more in our bullpens, a lot more in just our skill sessions. So, games and things like that, I know he's high strung and he's amped up. So it's, I got to pump the brakes a little bit and just, kind of say a few words and move on because, understanding as a coach that your players they have that anxiety and emotions. You've got to know that, hey, how do I handle it? How do I pump the brakes for them and just make it easier?
Obviously, outside Metro Atlanta here, where you ended your career, what does it mean for you to be back in the Atlanta area?
Well, Atlanta always holds a special place because I was a big Braves fan. Everybody was. We all grew up as a Braves fan with TBS and stuff like that. But to end my career with the Braves, playing for the legendary Bobby Cox is always a plus, and fond memories with Chipper and a lot of those guys. But I always enjoy coming back. It's always a great environment. Catch a game, watch some good amateur baseball. But it's always good. The one thing you can always know when you come down here, it's going to be hot.
Obviously, July 27th is looming. Congratulations on the induction to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Last year on the ballot, did you have any thoughts of maybe this isn't going to happen? Did you? Where was the hope at? Obviously, you were trending in the right direction.
Well, yeah, trending, but it's one of those things, glass half empty type things, because you're sitting there and everybody goes, hey, the year before I missed out on 5 votes, and then they say, hey, nobody's ever missed, and you're always like, well, there's always that one. There's always going to be that somebody, and so when it happened, I was very emotional. It's been out of the game for 15 years at that point. And you're really, it's just a lot that you go through to get to that point. I definitely thought I was going to be in, but it's just, when that phone call comes, it's just that biggest relief and load off your shoulders. So, I'm very blessed, very humbled that I get that opportunity. But, I'm glad that part of this is over.
Do you have this? Is the speech already? Is it ready? Are you still tinkering?
I'm always tinkering. I've still got about 8 days. And so, it's pretty much written. I'll write the final draft probably in the next 3 days and go from there. I
think the big question though is, did the students and the players at the Miller School and here, did they start to listen a little bit more when that came through?
You know what? It was great. They've been really good because they were there when I missed out on 5 and they understood how hard it was. But they've been so supportive, and I try to keep that away from them because, it's real easy to go, well, listen, I'm a Hall of Famer. It's a big leaguer. It's, I try to keep that away from them and be just a coach. And I think they view that. I think they also know what my history brings, but I also think they know that, this is truly about them. I don't want to coach and go, hey, wins are about me. It's never going to be about me. And so, we try to separate that, and they're great. They're great about it.
Well, Billy, congratulations on that honor.
Thanks
for the time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Now joined by Adam Goodwin, Michigan State Director for Prep Baseball Michigan here at the Feature Games. Adam, good to see you, man. I know this is a crazy day for you guys with the workout day, you guys getting ready for game action tomorrow and all the way through Saturday, and then you got the junior feature game stuff on Sunday. So I appreciate you taking some time.
Absolutely.
So talk through your guys a little bit here. An exciting group, you guys, led by Broder Katke, catcher, third baseman out of Brother Rice, the number one player in Michigan. How excited were you to make sure you had the number one player in the class here?
Yeah, no, it's really exciting for us. He's been a dynamic player since he stepped on campus at Brother Rice, and obviously he's played at a super high level on the summer circuit and everything else. So, he brings a lot of value behind the backstop and at the plate. He's put together 2 high school seasons that have been pretty consistent, but the defensive qualities are outstanding.
The games for you guys, you're going to start off with Ohio on Thursday, then you'll have Kentucky on Friday and Kansas on Saturday. I hope I'm not breaking news here, but word has it that Ohio is trying to throw the kitchen sink at you guys trying to get this win.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be button heads, and we like to go at them as well. So they'll get our best, we'll see their best, and that's the way that we want it. So that's why we come down this way. We want to see the best guys that we can, and it's a good challenge all the way around.
Being an Ohio guy, I'm not going to say that I have a rooting interest in that one. But let's drive a little bit deeper into your roster here. Cameron Thorning, you talk about another catcher. This guy is second at the position in the state out of Woodhaven. Pop time's down to 1.94. Got exit velos right around 97 miles an hour. The catching position in particular looks like it's a real strength for you guys.
Yeah, it's probably the deepest that it's been since I've been a part of the company, and especially in the state of Michigan. But he's physical, he's big-bodied. He's got some juice in the bat from the left-handed side, and obviously, the arm strength is pretty good. And he was one of the offensive leaders at Woodhaven High this past season, and they were able to make a deep playoff run. But he's been really consistent, and that's some of the things that we like about him is just the consistency overall behind the backstop and at the plate.
Ryder Concan is going to be the first pitcher for you guys against Ohio. Then we're going to see Jackson Fawcett, the top-ranked left-handed pitcher in the state in 27. A fastball north of 80, a curveball 71 to 73. Also has a changeup and a slider. What did you like about the arsenal and getting Jackson in particular?
It's the deception. I mean, you'll see that when he squares off against Ohio. It's a 3-pitch mix, but he gets the ball and goes. Right? He loves to pound the strike zone. But the biggest thing for him is that he plays at a high level. Goes to a smaller high school in Michigan. I believe it's a Division III school in Leslie. But he plays with the Michigan Bulls in the summertime. But really good competitor, great kid. I think a lot of the schools that are in attendance this week will find that he's got what they would want on their staffs.
And he's also a guy who was here for the 23 junior feature games. Guy who then obviously understands the atmosphere. Does that play into it as well for you?
Yeah. He's been down in this environment. It's it's not his first rodeo, right? So this is something that he can look at and be, hey, this is something I've been into. I'm going to be pitching in front of X and Y Z school. Like it's nothing new. So I think the comfortability with him will be just fine, and that's something that we like to see out of him.
When we talk about the guys who are really highly ranked in your state, I think one of the things that talking to state directors that you guys love is to maybe pick a guy that everyone wasn't eyeballing, but when they leave here, they're going to be talking about him. Who are kind of some of those players for you?
Yeah, there's one kid, a third catcher, Cale Hackenberg. He's a Division IV school kid. The Marcellus, the defensive qualities with the receiving, the catch and throw is really good. The bat, again, I put him as a 4-day follow because you'll like him as you get to go on. But the other guy that had another strong spring was the Crow kid from Heartland High School. Won a state championship with those guys. Played a key role in the state championship game. He hit behind his brother going to Wayne State at Division II in Michigan. But really solid player overall. But the sleeper that I think guys will take an eye on is Cash McGlowski from Huron High School.
Yep.
The pitch ability is going to be mid to upper 80s, but a vibrant personality off the field. Something that we really embrace as a staff. But I think that's one that guys are going to maybe tune in another eye at just because the quick pace, everything about him we love.
And he's a guy who, 2023 and 2022 junior feature gamer, so he's a guy who's kind of, and we've had him down here for Canes Midwest before. He's a guy who's been there, done that. I mean, I don't know that he's really going to be fazed by the atmosphere.
No, he's another guy that's had a lot of experience down this way, and it's again, I think that's just going to bode well because it's just kind of his natural habitat at this point. But I think the biggest thing for us is that we took him down to super sophomore games last August at IU, and just the way he conducted himself was very professional.
When you have your guys going through the showcase day today, the workout day, and then obviously going into the games, what's your message to them? Because there's some guys, I was talking to Isaiah Snavely from Indiana earlier, and he said he really tries to approach it like it's two different things, right? And it's each is its own different day, not to carry. You don't carry one into the other. If you don't have the workout day you don't carry that into the games. What's kind of your message to guys when they come down here for the event?
Yeah, I think each one of them, every 25 of the guys that we brought down, it's they've earned the opportunity to come down and compete. The workout day, what I tell them is, hey, just do what you guys do. There's nothing different because they've all been to the events that we put on. But just be yourself and just go about your business in a professional way. That's my biggest message to those guys. The
Senior Feature Games event has really picked up steam this year. Tell me about the process of putting together that group of guys. I mean, certainly there's going to be players that, and I think talking to some of the families from a year ago with Feature Games, they all kind of have this perception that August 1st is going to come. I'm going to get that call. I'm going to be locked up. It's not playing out that way for a lot of guys right now. So you're getting players at the Senior Feature Games level that maybe 2-3 years ago we wouldn't have even seen there.
No, that's a good point. I think constructing the roster was really difficult just because, again, it's not just Michigan. It's another state as well, so those spots are limited. So it's tough. We have tough choices to make, and some guys get left home, and that's just kind of the way it is. But I think the event in total really opens the door for other kids to get seen by all these schools that are in attendance. But it's really just another opportunity. But we have really good players, and so those guys will find homes. It's just a matter of when.
As the transfer portal continues to kind of play havoc on all these guys' aspirations of playing at the next level, and we know they're going to get there some way, shape, or form, do you think that we should have state-specific senior are we there yet to the point where you feel like the Senior Feature Games is enough that we could each state could have its own team?
I think it's getting there. For us, specifically in the 26 class, like I think, right now I think the mix with us in Ohio is good, but I think eventually it's going to get there just because of all the way that the recruiting's going with the portal, the JCs, and then you got the high school guys, right? So, I think it's trending that way.
I'll put Sean Duncan on the spot when I have him in here. If you guys want this to happen, I'm going to get a collective, and I'll be like, I got a signed petition now. We all want to have every state to have their own Senior Feature Games team. But obviously that's changing the dynamic of the amount of junior guys, because it used to be that we would watch multiple levels of the junior guys, and we would have guys who were two-time Junior Feature Gamers. We're talking about with a couple of your guys who then would move on. But with us losing that class, and it just feels like it's a different atmosphere.
Yeah, I think the JFG. For us, we brought 16 guys down. I think that's a valuable experience for those guys. And we're lucky to have Mike Steele coaching the team, who's had 20 years of professional coaching experience, Division I stops, and all that stuff. But overall, it's just the way that things are going. So
and we used to be where you would have college coaches down on that end watching those guys, but now the fact that they can't commit that early, there's not as much of an onus on them to go down, but we've got all these senior guys for them to come see.
Yeah, no, I think when you look at the recruiting landscape, I think that's good for those guys at the JFG site. They should just be focused on having a great experience, playing ball, while the other guys that are going into their senior fall, this is their time to really shine. But I think overall the event has been phenomenal, and I think it's gotten a lot more traction from the college side. That we got to send multiple staff members to go see these guys. And I've seen many schools with multiple staff guys, which is outstanding. So, but yeah.
So you're a guy who's been down here for years now, coming to this event. Do you have places every time you come down here that I got it? This is where I'm going to. Do you have like a short list of where you have to eat while you're down here?
Well, we've stayed at a couple different, whether it's Ackworth or Codersville. Went to a spot today called 8-Track Bar and Grill.
Okay, yeah.
Chicken sandwich is pretty good. Chipotle mayo. Good shoestring fries, good atmosphere. Would highly endorse that. Outside seating, but that's I think that's on the bucket list for guys that like food. So
yeah, I mean, you go down to downtown Ackworth, we got spots down there. You got Doug's across the way, 1885.
Somebody said there was a pizza place downtown Ackworth.
Yeah, it's called Fusco's.
Yep.
So they do like the real thin crust, and they have gelato there. If you've been to Italy, it's like legit gelato.
Okay.
So it's like right down there. There's a Keegan's Pub that just opened next door to it. I live over that way. So there's a brewery, Red Top Brew House. It's a Lake Point Sports partner that you can stop on by too. So.
Yep, and I believe the Ohio squad, they've been to, there's a Cajun place.
Yeah, it's called Henry's,
Yep.
and the guy that owned it, he actually just sold it recently. Used to walk around, he would throw beads on everybody. But he was on the Today Show and stuff, so it's like legit Cajun food.
Gumbo
like it's
and all?
oh yes,
Okay.
yeah. He's got the Joe Burrow jersey on the wall and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Billy Cannon on one side. So yeah, he's an LSU guy. It's Saints. He's got it's you walk in there and it's full on. You're like in French Quarter.
Love it. That's awesome.
All right, so excited again to see your guys in action here. We'll see them against Ohio. We'll be broadcasting that game actually in that window on Thursday night. We're also going to have Georgia against Florida, Illinois, and Indiana. Do you want to? Can you cut like a wrestling promo on the Ohio guys, telling them what they can expect? What can they expect?
No, it's just it's going to be smash mouth. We'll come at you, and it's going to be pound for pound, and I expect a close game. So, we don't like each other, and. That's just the way it goes.
All right, I love it. He is Adam Goodwin from Prep Baseball Michigan. Adam, thank you so much for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. We're going to take a quick break in studio. Be back with so much more from our Prep Baseball Future Games Watch Party.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
Welcome back in studio. Our Prep Baseball Feature Games Watch Party now joined by Cole Cinnamon, the #1 player in Virginia, left-handed pitcher and first baseman at a Great Bridge High School. Cole, man, good to see you. Excited for this.
Yes, sir. Good to see you. Excited for it.
I'm a lefty. Excited to have a lefty in here. I'll get you the fastball around 94, curveball 73 to 75, changeup in the 84, 85 range, slider 78 to 81. Rank those pitches for me.
So #1's got to be the fastball. Love that pitch. #2, probably my slider. 3, the changeup. 4, the curve. It's kind of died down a little bit. I haven't thrown as much, but I love it all. I can throw it whenever I need to.
Have you tinkered with anything else? Do you play around with a knuckle curve or anything else that we?
Yes, sir. I spike both my slider and my slider and curve. I use both those on the spike. I change up where I grip the ball and how I release it.
I know, seeing that the slider is absolutely nasty wipeouts. Is that the favorite out pitch?
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. That's definitely the out pitch.
Tell me what is it. Tell me what I'm seeing with that pitch. Is it both a lefty and a righty?
As a lefty, it's probably gonna. It looks like it's gonna hit you all the way till it's right by you, and then you're taking it, or you're just swinging at it. It's off the plate. As a righty, normally they just take it right down the middle because they think it's outside, but it ain't. So it's pretty fun.
I love a guy who loves his arsenal, and certainly you also got some juice at the plate. Do you see yourself as a two-way guy at this point, or what do you feel like the next opportunity is for you?
I feel like I got to up my power a little bit, but overall, I want to be a two-way. I want to keep getting that opportunity, keep going, keep pushing it. But honestly, right now, probably it's arm first, obviously, but the goal is to be a two-way.
When you see guys getting drafted, I mean, we literally had players getting drafted in the MLB draft where instead of a position it said TWP as a two-way player. Mm-hmm. Does that give somebody who sees themselves as that, okay, this is you don't have to be Ohtani to do this?
Yeah, it definitely gives some hope to do it. I mean, seeing guys who are in high school getting drafted as a two-way, it really gives you some opportunity and hope.
So I got to ask you, I saw the photo of you on IG dressed up as cousin Eddie playing first base. Look like you guys were having some fun out there. What was going on that had you dressed up as cousin Eddie?
So at Great Bridge, we do a Halloween game. We pick a guy in the community. Like last year was KT Clock. He was a senior who got killed in a car crash. Okay. So basically we pick an unfortunate thing or family, and we honor KT Strong. We all really support his brother. Now plays on our team. He's definitely a big part of it. He's got energy. I love that kid. And then we honor them. The game's $5 donation to get in. We make money off it. We donate all that money to them, and it's real. And then you just get to dress up, have some fun on the field. I was cousin Eddie last year, and the year before I was Dumb and Dumber, my brother.
Okay.
In the orange and blue suits.
Oh, how tough was that to play in?
It's not that bad. It's really not. The cousin Eddie one was definitely easier because I had the shortest shorts possible because you can't show off the shorts with the robe.
The robe, yeah.
You gotta look like you got nothing under it, like he did.
Well, you had on the T-shirt, chest hair T-shirt.
Oh yeah.
So did you get on Amazon and
Yeah, we had to jump on Amazon for that because I don't got any chest hair. I don't got the hair for that.
That had to be. I think you get flagged when you make purchases like that on Amazon. You're under government watch now when you're making weird things like that.
Yeah, I definitely am. It's okay though.
Great Bridge High School, famous alumni like Michael Kadire, BJ, and Justin Upton. Tell me about the baseball trophy case at Great Bridge.
It's pretty good. I mean, we had a few years we ran it. 2011, we won our last state championship. We're trying to get back on the board there. Michael Kadire is still part of our program. He helps us out. We use his facility to hit, and when he's in town, he helps us hitting, mental. He's definitely been a great help. Justin and BJ aren't around as much.
What have you specifically learned from Michael Kadire? I mean, what is he imparting on you guys? Just the grind that it takes to get there, or what kind of stuff does he impart on you guys?
Biggest thing is just trust in the process. Do your work. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. It's all about you. Your process, your work. So, yeah, it's definitely been big.
Certainly August 1st looming for all you guys here at this event. Do you have expectations? This is the short list. I mean, maybe how are you approaching, you and your family, the recruiting that's about to happen?
So I'm hoping, obviously, you never know. I'm hoping that, I get the call. I obviously have my little list, but I'm open to anything. Any option's great. I just want to see, because I'm still learning. I'm 16 years old. I don't know where I'm trying to go yet. So I'm going to take all options with a grain of salt.
Doesn't that make you wonder though? How were these guys committing when they were 8th graders?
I don't know. It's crazy. I was like, how are you guys committing when you're 8th grade? I mean, we don't know what we want.
Yeah, but obviously everyone wants though to have that pinned spot on their IG that has the graphic and all that.
Hashtag committed.
Yeah, but they all want to do that when they're in 8th grade. When it's I just don't. It's funny how many guys who committed when they were 8th graders who didn't end up going to that school because you just did it, and then there's either coaching changes or you just decide that's not the right program for you. Because I say you guys are at least lucky to have a little bit more development before you guys get to this point and have to end up making that decision. But so you're going to be taking them out on Thursday. You guys are going against Maryland. Are you aware of who's on that roster, or do you just go into this and be like, I'm just doing my thing, going out, and I'll just adjust in game?
I was like, you see the guys, but I don't really care. I mean, I'm just going to do my thing.
Is it's like a quiet confidence with you, right? Is that how would you equate it?
Yeah, I'm very shy off the field, but on the field, it's completely different.
So you're like a different person when you walk across the line?
Yeah, when I'm on the line, it's different. Like, people walk at me in person. I don't talk in school. I refuse. I don't like it. I have, like, bad social anxiety, but yeah.
Well, you're doing fine right now. So are you like a fiery guy on the field? Like, how would you kind of equate the
I play with a little bit of emotion. Probably kills me a little bit sometimes, but it's definitely, like, it's been my thing.
So 6'4", who did you look to coming up as a pitcher in terms of like modeling your game after, even just the way that a guy carried himself on the mound?
Madison Bumgarner's been the guy
I like
I've
that.
always
Okay.
looked at. Yeah, my number 40 for a travel ball. That's Madison Bumgarner. I love him.
Are you gonna? He does bull riding, right? I know, but he does. Yeah, he does bull riding and stuff like all that rodeo stuff. Are you gonna do that?
I'm fake country.
You're fake country. Okay,
I'm not
all
really
right. But you got the accent though. I like that
A little
though.
bit.
All right, so we're doing a fun thing with everybody comes in here. We're playing a game show called Random Questions. So producer Mason's going to give us this. He's going to give me 3 random numbers between 1 and 100, and these questions were all created with the help of ChatGPT, and so I am not held responsible for what these questions are. So he's going to give me your 3 random numbers between 1 and 100.
Your numbers are 3, 61, and 87.
3, 61, and 87. That will coincide with my list here. All right, the first question for Cole Cinnamon. What song or song title best describes you?
That's a tough one.
Maybe just like what's the themes? Like what's your theme song? Like what's the? It can even be like your walk-up song.
My theme song. My walk-up song for high school is Loud, or the I don't know the name. It's like Loud Thunder, Heavy Rain, like Big Country. Like that's what they always say it. But I'm not country.
Okay. All right, we'll take that as the answer. All right, number 61. If pizza were a recovery food, which topping would boost your performance?
It's got to be pepperoni.
Pepperoni?
Got to be classic. I'm very simple.
All right, you're a pepperoni homie then. All right, number 87. If your life was a movie, who would star in it?
Definitely my best friend, Colt Bradshaw.
Okay. Is he an actor?
No, sir. He's on. He's a character though. He's on Team Virginia with me too.
Okay.
He's our one of our shortstops. So yeah.
All right.
It'd be me and him. We'd be fighting the world together.
It'd be fun. All right. This is not on here, but I have to know this. What's the worst like cinnamon pun that you've heard?
My brother's 8th grade year, the coach accidentally pronounces Cinnaballs. So now Cinnaballs is stuck around. That's still there. Like he's Cinnaballs, I'm Little Cinnaballs, like or Little Balls. That's what they call me. It gets bad.
I think you can get those at like Aunt Annie's.
I love them.
Yeah,
they're good. Dunkin' Donuts, Cinnaballs.
There you go. All right, we got
brought the whole team one time.
We're gonna get you a NIL deal there.
All
right,
that's what they say.
There you go. All right, great stuff, man. He is Cole Cinnamon. See him in action at the Prep Baseball Feature Games. Cole, man, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Break time here in studio. We'll be back with so much more from our watch party.
Hot summer days call for cool adventures in Cartersville, Museum City. Beat the heat indoors with jaw-dropping exhibits at Tellus Science Museum and the Savoy Automobile Museum. Hit the water at Terminus Wake Park, kayak the Etowah River, or head to Lake Allatoona for fishing, boating, and unbeatable lake days. When the sun sets, head downtown for live music, delicious eats, and local flavors. From family fun to date nights, summer memories start here. Plan your trip today at CartersvilleMuseumCity.com.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
You ever get nervous for this or no?
No, I've been doing this stuff forever. Yeah. You're not going to be nervous either.
No, never.
All right, welcome back in studio. Our Prep Baseball Feature Games Watch Party rolls along. Graham Keane, the #1 player in Pennsylvania, joins us. Graham, good to see you again, man. I know you said you could barely sleep for your excitement for today. So take me inside. Like, were you visualizing what today was going to be like? Like, what was the preparation like?
So, yeah, I always talk with my dad about he's like a big believer in the visualization.
Okay.
So when we were about 14, me and a couple of the kids on our team started, just like every night we would just close our eyes, deep breath, just envision success. And, that's what I was doing last night. It's been kind of, what I've been doing before every game, event, anything like that. So, yeah, I just had some deep breaths, calm the mind a little bit, get ready for today.
I love it, man. And it works. It's like that stuff is legit. Like, I don't think people people can say it's like, hokey, but there's like a legitimate sense of you preparing yourself mentally for something. It's like when you get there, you've already done it.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
So, yeah, that's
100%.
a huge piece of it. So we got you at exit velos around 103.4, bat speed north of 81 miles an hour now, outfield velo 97. What are you looking to trump during the showcase part of future games?
I mean, obviously I want to go out every time and, break every record that I have. So, I mean, that's always, I always feel like that's always in play. I feel like I prepare myself really well, whether that's in the weight room, nutritionally, sleep-wise. So I always feel like I'm as best prepared as possible to go out there and do my thing. But I'm honestly really just looking to have fun with my friends. I mean, PA's got such a great team this year. I mean, the guys on the team are just awesome. So it's really nice to just get down here and see some of the kids I haven't seen in a while and just have fun with those guys.
And I think there's always, you've talked about this a little bit, but I think, so people will see what you guys do on the field. Certainly they'll see it on social media, they'll see the clips, but there's like buckets, right? There's like what you do from a mental standpoint, there's what you do from a physical standpoint, and there's what you do from a training standpoint that end up resulting in the player that we see on the field. It sounds like that mental side of it is something that just keeps expanding for you.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. Obviously, like, this game is built around failure. And, I mean, you hear all the time, they're like, oh, you got to train the mental, you got to train the mental. Mental's 90% of the game, but really, like, how many people are out there training, like, the mental side of it? And I felt like that's something I really tried to hammer down this offseason and really last summer just, not letting the highs get too highs, not letting the lows get too lows. And I've actually been really fortunate to work with Sean Casey because he grew up actually like the next town over from us. So, I mean, there's a little bit of a rivalry there. But he's really awesome, and he's taken me under his wing, and it's been really awesome.
The mayor, right? Yeah, the mayor.
Oh, yeah.
Well, your high school, I went through, like, everybody we had coming in studio here talking about famous alumni from their high school. Yours is, like, ridiculous because you got Mark Cuban, you got Ian Happ, Jillian Jacobs, who I know your mom knows from the X-Files back in the day, the actress. Then Kurt Angle, the wrestler as well. What's the trophy case like at the high school?
It's ridiculous, and it's always expanding. Obviously, our girls lacrosse team now is like ridiculous. Boys lacrosse team's ridiculous. So even when, let's say, football, baseball aren't like doing as well as we should, other sports are really picking it up. We had this girl who's a swimmer named Sylvia Roy, just absolutely dominating the competition. She's going to Virginia, so it's obviously like there's athletes everywhere at Mount Lebanon. David Shields, obviously, I know everyone knows him, so it's awesome to see him do his thing. And the trophy cases, we had like 3 basketball courts, and the trophy case is just the whole stretch of all of them. So it's really awesome seeing that. And definitely when you go in the gym and you look around and see all the banners, it's really cool to see all that.
So you guys got the High School Hall of Fame, I'm sure, as well. Is that, I mean, when you're so I only ask this because Grayson Rosen and I were having this conversation a little bit ago. It's funny how many kids come from schools where you're like, the list of famous alumni is really long, and it's like almost no surprise that kid is finding success, as opposed to kids who come from smaller schools and maybe it's a little bit hard. Does the environment kind of feed that, you think?
I think it's really awesome going to one of the biggest schools in like my area. I think that always really helps because, I mean, the coaches are obviously great. Like Coach McCloskey, what he's done with the program has just been, it's been like special. Him and his dad have both just been in it for way before I was born, way before Ian Happ was born, and it's been awesome to see what those guys have produced, and just like all the athletes in general. I always joke there's something in the water in Mount Lebanon with all these guys coming through, but it's really awesome. It's a special place.
I'm always interested in guys who have influenced players along the way. And sometimes I think we forget because obviously August 1st is looming. The coaches can come calling. The next chapter of baseball for you is becoming very real. But you had a time period where you were a young developing player and you looked towards players in developing your game. Who were those guys that you mentioned the work with Sean Casey, but when you sat down and watched, when you watched on YouTube, when you watched games, who did you pay attention to most?
So I say this every single time. It's Rock Riggio, man. The way that guy plays the game of baseball is just, it's special, man. He's got so much fire, so much fight out there, and I obviously think like that's who I want to be like. I want to be just like that guy who's going out there every day, competing his tail off, just having a great time. And watching what he did at Oklahoma State back in the day was just special. And now he's doing it in the minor leagues, and it's awesome to see that sort of stuff.
It seems like Max Hall is a very popular answer. Bryce Harper is a very popular answer. Now PCA is becoming like the one that everybody else is gravitating towards now. All right, so one fun thing we're doing is here, we got a game show element of this. So we're doing random questions. So producer Mason's going to bring us the lead in. What he's going to do is he's going to give me 3 random questions between 1 and 100. These questions were generated by ChatGPT, so I'm not held responsible for what these are. So he's going to give me your numbers 1 through 100, and that'll be the answer, the questions that you're going to answer. What do we got, Mason?
You got 25.
25.
32.
32.
And 65.
All right. 25, 32, and 65. Number 25. If your gear could talk, what would it say about you?
It would, what would it say? Probably put me down. I mean, the batting gloves are just, they need a break there, especially with the hot weather. They're just getting sweated through constantly. The bats are probably saying, gosh, give me a break. I mean, I'm working out hitting every day with those guys, so it's just, they're probably asking just, for a break. The gloves, obviously. I like to switch it up between the outfield and infield mitts, so when I play catch and all that, so they're probably like feeling a little bit better, but still, they're all probably asking for a break.
All right, I love it. All right, number 32. Have you ever tried to look cool in warm-ups and totally failed?
Oh, gosh. We used to do this thing on the Hit Dogs where we would jog out to center field. We'd all stretch out there, like the cool guy thing. Yeah. Stretch out in center field. And the one time I was getting stretched out. Like, one of the guys on the team was, like, pulling my hammy back and just, like, stretching my hammies out. And I was just, it hurt so bad. And I couldn't help but let out, like, a little, oh, my gosh. And the other team's right there. And it was just like, oh, gosh, this is embarrassing. And then, and actually, it's funny enough, we ended up, like, playing really well, ended up beating the team. So then that summer, we had that going for a little bit. Every game we would go out there, and then it was just glad we left it in 14U.
The thing that I think an outfielder would always screw up is is everyone's trying to do that thing when you win a game now and the 3 outfielders come together and they do something, that's the thing that you would do, and maybe it wouldn't look as cool as you wanted it to.
Yeah, so we actually, funny enough you say that, we tried, we were winning one of the games this summer pretty big, and me, Finian O'Loughlin, and Ryder Concannon, we were on the outfield, and who was it? Finn caught a pop-up, and you know how the infielders all, like, they throw around the baseball, get it going around? We were like, you know what? Let's do it in the outfield. And so we like to think maybe we started something, you might see that around here, but yeah.
Didn't work quite so well.
No, I think it looks great. I mean, I think it's our own special thing, but, it probably doesn't look the best.
All right, this is a good one. Number 65, if Gatorade came in dessert flavors, what should the first one be?
Oh, goodness, dessert flavors. Gosh. You got to think like some like melted popsicle, I feel like. Something like that. That's pretty similar to what they have. Oh, gosh. I feel like the ice cream stuff would just be brutal in the heat.
Yeah.
Like, that would just be really
Well, it would
rough.
be flavored like it, though. It wouldn't necessarily have to be ice cream, but it could taste like vanilla ice cream. It could taste like, strawberry shortcake or fudge or something along those ways.
Strawberry shortcake would be really good. Yeah. Have a little sweetness in that.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be really good. Strawberry shortcake would be a really good one. Yeah.
All right, I love it. We'll get that off to the people at Gatorade and try to make that happen. All right, he is Graham Keane. Graham, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Wish you the best of luck. We'll be back with so much more from our Prep Baseball Future Games watch party.
Thank you, my man.
That was great, man. Good job.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, Rivera, and then Big Papi.
I have to go Acuna, Chris Sale, Mike Trout, Babe Ruth.
David Ortiz, Ted Williams, Chipper Jones, and Mickey Mantle.
So I love that video from our Lake Point athletes. By the way, Graham Keane was unbelievable. So, man, and if you see people, as he mentioned, going around the horn in the outfield, we have to give credit to Graham Keane for that one. So, but our Lake Point athletes coming through with their Mount Rushmore. If you had to give a Mount Rushmore, who would it be?
For like just
for
baseball? Like baseball?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the Mount Rushmore of Lake Point athletes.
Oh,
we would need one more.
We would need, yeah, you're right. We would need one more. But yeah, baseball players, probably go. I mean, Hank Aaron's got to be there for me. I feel like, does it have to be like? Should it be 2 pitchers and 2 position players? I feel like that would make sense.
It probably would, but then I feel like that's really limiting. Like, I mean, because most people then are either going to go Hank Aaron and Babe Ruth or Hank Aaron and Willie Mays or Barry Bonds. Like, it's going to be, you could literally have, that could be the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, that's true. You might have just said the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think I'll put Hank Aaron and Barry Bonds.
As the position players.
Yeah. I'll put those 2. Okay, this is weird. I've always questioned this because, like, obviously I don't know much about, like, Nolan Ryan's career, but how did he never win a Cy Young?
Yeah, I think part of the problem was, like, you had guys like Tom Seaver, like, that were always, he was always, like, in the sphere of those guys of Sandy Koufax, and, he was operating in the same, but you could, and I say this is not hot take territory, but Nolan Ryan played for so long that the
he
numbers
was always so good.
Yeah, but also you can also, I'm going to look at
the counting numbers are very much inflated because of how long he played.
Yeah, but he went through like different time periods. Like, I completely forget sometimes he played for the Angels or the Mets. Yeah. But he was on like that first Mets team in 1966. I think of him primarily as an Astro and a Ranger.
Yeah.
But I mean, you think about like he had a bunch of top 5 finishes in Cy Young voting. I mean, in 1989, he only had 4 years left after that. He was 5th. He was 5th in 87. He was 9th in 1983. He was 4th in 81. He was 3rd in 77, 3rd in 74. He was 2nd in 73 and 8th in 1972. So he was always like, it was good. He was up there. But yeah, I think it was just the fact that he was always in the sphere of other guys. Because even when you look at that year, 1973, when he was 2nd, he finished behind Jim Palmer, who had a 2.40 ERA that year, which was 0.4 of a point lower than what Nolan Ryan had. So yes, from a counting number standpoint, I think you can put Ryan up there.
Yeah.
But I don't know that he ever had like the Nolan Ryan year.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna leave him off, and my knowledge of baseball is probably a little more skewed because, like, yes, there's guys that I've seen, but nobody that I've seen is a legend yet. Because, I'm 22 years old. I've only been closely observing baseball for, like, just over a decade. So it's like I haven't seen somebody become a legend yet.
I think
I saw the late years of like Chipper Jones and stuff like that, but I haven't really gotten to really witness careers that have that are the guys we look back on.
So I saw Roger Clemens pitch in person back in the day, and obviously, what befell him in his Hall of Fame candidacy is its own thing. But I think that's probably the one from a pitching standpoint. I was just like, we're watching. This is all-time greatness.
Yeah, and he's one that I'm thinking of. I might have to steal that one from you. I think Roger Clemens might have to go up on there.
But then you lose like Walter Johnson, a guy who was like,
Yeah, when you go way back in the day, it's really tough to gauge. Personally, I would put Greg Maddux probably there because I just other than Hank Aaron, who I've observed so closely and I've done so much research on and found so much interest in, like other than that, I can't go off of like Walter Johnson's career. What am I going to go off of other than the numbers that are presented to me
stories you're told, right?
Reference.
And it's funny, like we talk about shaped narratives, and I think we kind of get so caught up in that nowadays because people will look at different news outlets and wonder how much that news outlet is shaping the narrative and people's collective thoughts towards things. Like how much are we like looking towards guys from baseball's very early days in thinking that not that they weren't great, but that they would measure up to people in later eras because it's just inflated from people that were around that time period who have kind of shaped that.
Yeah, and like there's people that think that, because we don't have the tracking information, obviously StatCast didn't start till 2015 and things like that. Like we weren't tracking this kind of stuff so early on. So like there's people that believe that, in the 40s there probably was guys throwing 90 something, 95 or close to 100, but like we just don't know. And you can go off legend all you want, but we all know it's not a reliable source. And it's so hard, especially with such a historic sport, to try and rely on that kind of information to like make like real assessments of like, okay, this guy was better than this guy. Instead, maybe just more appreciate the different eras of the sport.
So then from that end, I mean, because I think the pitching is sometimes a little bit harder than the batting side to equate from across time, should you just not put pitchers on your Mount Rushmore?
Maybe. And in that case, I would have Hank Aaron, Barry Bonds. I feel like you should put Babe. Like it's hard to not just go with all the home run guys, like the top home run hitters. It's hard to not go with that. I'm trying to think of who would be a fourth.
I feel like it's Mays. Like
Willie does make the most sense.
I mean, you could make have a pitching one and a hitting one. Like the pitching one could then be much more easy.
Yeah.
Then you would take Nolan Ryan, you would take Roger Clemens, you would take Greg Maddux. Randy Johnson, maybe.
That was the other one I was thinking of. Or you could go back in the day with the pitching and go with like Sandy Koufax or somebody like that.
Yeah, I definitely think it's the hardest sport to put together a Mount Rushmore. It
just has so much history.
Yeah.
I mean, like basketball kind of has a similar struggle, but I think with the NFL, it hasn't had that much of a problem. Like looking across time frames, like some things just still don't seem to add up because they're like, oh, they didn't throw the ball back in the day, but nobody's ever had more passing yards in a game than Norm Van Brocklin. Like, there's so many things with football where it's like it just kind of translates. Sure, the game has changed a lot, but like basketball, like we don't even know if Wilt Chamberlain actually scored 100 points. Like, why do we have video from so many other things, but nobody can find a second of him scoring 100 points?
Well, should you develop a time machine, maybe you can go back and procure that footage, and that might change the world.
Yeah, I mean,
but the only
certainly change basketball Twitter.
The only debate in basketball is the one for who's the greatest of all time.
LeBron,
I mean, that's literally the only.
And if I had to guess, me and you are on the opposite sides of that. If I had to guess, I'm a LeBron guy, but that's because he got drafted like 2 months after I was born, and MJ retired right after I was born.
Yeah.
So it's just how that goes.
Well, being an Ohio guy, I may gravitate towards the other way.
That's fair.
But yeah, I mean,
he's a big Ohio State supporter.
That's true. That's very true. Although none of his kids are going to ever suit up for Ohio State,
which
is
good enough.
Yeah, that's a different story. But yeah, I mean, I think that's literally the only debate in basketball. Then I think there's a lot of guys, and it's almost like kind of the cool kid conversation is whether or not you have Kobe as the
in this has been a recent development. I don't know how much you've seen this, but like. For some reason, over the past, 2 weeks, people just decided that, it's been long enough, we can just say that Kobe wasn't good, which is a crazy thing for me to hear because I've always thought he was outstanding.
What's funny about Kobe, though, is, there's a lot of people who will look and say, well, he literally was an MJ clone, and he would sit there and try to model his game, do everything he could.
What's wrong with being Michael Jordan?
But then what was Barry Bonds doing? He was trying to be Willie Mays.
Exactly. He has said it himself.
Yeah.
Like every goal in his career was to just be Willie Mays.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think there's a problem there. I think maybe the more difficult argument with Barry Bonds is like, was he cheating? Which, yeah, but who cares at this point? I mean, he never actually got caught, so you can't put anything on his game.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be. Is he ultimately going to get in through the players? When the players committee sit down, as much as you may not like somebody and you may not like the way that they approach things, you can't necessarily look at it and just be like, oh, he shouldn't be in because I didn't like the fact that he got these numbers in what I determine is in a nefarious way.
And the Giants put out a fantastic YouTube video of him sitting down, breaking down some of his historic home runs and different moments in his career. And a lot of at the end of the video, he kind of talked about like how much he loves what the Giants are doing right now, and involving these former players in their organization. Obviously, like at the top, your president of baseball operations is Buster Posey now, and Barry's on the coaching staff, and I think Will Clark is involved. So many different players from many different eras for the Giants are involved, and I think it's so nice to see that with so many organizations now, because it did feel like for a long time in baseball that, like, other than maybe a manager and the occasional coach, like, you don't see a ton of former players involved. I think, like the early 2000s when we saw the former players really, like, become, like, all the GMs. Like, almost all the GMs were getting shots at as former players, and now that's kind of shifted as well back to non-players being GMs. So a lot of changes in like the way that the front offices and the franchises are set up, and in regards to former players' involvement.
Well, the other part too is that you've got Alex Rodriguez, who's out there like almost on a daily basis trying to rehab his image, and Bonds just doesn't care.
No, he doesn't, and he doesn't have to.
Yeah,
that's the thing to me is like.
Well, Rodriguez literally got caught.
Yeah, he literally got caught. That I think is the tough part. Like, I think. Like, something that nobody talks about is, like, David Ortiz. David Ortiz is kind of in the same situation as Barry Bonds, and nobody talks about it.
Yep.
But, like,
he's likable.
A legend. He's allowed to get away with it. Yeah. But, like, Barry always kind of had, like, a little, not unlikability, but, like.
He was kind of a jerk.
Yeah, he was kind of a jerk. Yeah. And, like, post his career, he didn't really want to be involved. And I think that hurt him. But, like, Big Papi, it was like as soon as he retired, he was on TV the next week.
Yeah.
So that part is a little bit different.
Yeah, Nick Green, by the way, when he was playing for the Red Sox, he crashed with David Ortiz at his house. Nice. And he was telling me that he would go to Celtics games with him. Yeah. But people kept thinking that he was the one wide receiver that does the Patriots wide receiver that does the show with Brady.
Oh, wait, who is that?
He does some videos with him. He does some commercials with him. I can't believe I'm doing this on air.
The only thing I think of is Julian Edelman.
No, Wes Welker.
Oh, Wes Welker.
So Nick Green says that people kept coming up and thinking he was Wes Welker when he was at this game with David Ortiz. Like they have all this Boston royalty, and it's Nick. Yeah. Nick also, by the way, I'm telling all these stories on air, but he also crashed with A-Rod when he was playing for the Yankees. And A-Rod, he stayed on his couch, and he said A-Rod could not fathom, and this tells you how detached from reality this guy was with his contract. He couldn't fathom that Nick wasn't making the kind of money that A-Rod was.
And A-Rod was making legendary money at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick break in studio. First Form's Nick Clemens going to join us. We are that much closer to the end of our first day from the Prep Baseball Future Games Watch Party. We'll be right back from here in studio in the Baseball Village.
Babe Ruth. Hank Aaron, Rivera, and then Big Papi.
I'm gonna have to go Acuna, Chris Sale, Mike Trout, Babe Ruth.
David Ortiz, Ted Williams, Chipper Jones, and Mickey Mantle.
You gotta find your people, the ones that make you feel alright. the kind you want to stay up with all night.
All right, welcome back in studio. First Form's Nick Clemens now joining us as we get that much closer to the end of our first day of the Prep Baseball Feature Games Watch Party. Nick, appreciate the time. So you guys out there working hard on a sunny day here in Emerson, Georgia.
We're having a great time. We're out there. We're just educating everybody on, the importance of nutrition, importance of protein, but also too, like with these athletes. I mean, first and foremost, like this is a earned right to be here, right? They're here because they're extremely talented baseball players and great young men, and so we want to make sure they can make the absolute most of the opportunity. So big part of that is proper nutrition and taking care of your bodies before, during, and after. So that's why it's important to us.
And it's crazy, like the obvious resources that players have today that we didn't have back in the day. Like it's insane. I sort of feel like if I could go back in time and be in my early 20s now with what I would have had, like my fingertips now.
When I was growing up playing, I had no idea the role that nutrition played. I had no idea it was important. I truly was under the operation of like, I can eat whatever I want because I'm super active.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't think it impacted my performance whatsoever. I felt like I could do whatever I wanted, eat whatever I wanted.
Yep.
It wouldn't make a difference. And now, thankfully, there's a bunch of great education out there, great information out there. And also, too, the kids are very receptive to it, too. Like, I always, when the kids come to the table, myself or the guys that are here, our team that's here, like, we always like to ask the kids questions, like, how much protein you should get in, and even their responses, I'm like, okay, like if I was your age, when I was your age, I would not have answered that way. I wouldn't even come close to that. So.
Yeah, they are schooled in a very different way. Even I have an 18-year-old and a 16-year-old. A 16-year-old is a baseball player, and just the fact that he completely understands now, based off of his current weight and where he wants to get to, the amount of protein that he should have. And I started out as a personal trainer right out of college.
Okay.
And when you would educate people then, the stuff now I would tell them they know it. Like they're very well aware of this.
Correct.
They got everything already shipped to their house. They already know what they're doing.
Yep. So it's cool. It makes it really easy to have conversations and talking about nutrition and things like that because they know a good amount, but then also too they want to learn more. So that's why we're also really excited. Tomorrow and Friday we're doing some seminars for the athletes, kind of talking about nutrition, talking about properly fueling yourself before, during, and after, and then also talking a little bit about mindset too. So we're excited about that as well. So it's cool.
So I love the First Form products, and I say that not just because you're sitting here. I give a ton of this stuff in my house. Absolutely love it. It's clean, and I think that's the difference because you can walk into a gas station and they're going to have a bunch of protein bars in there and stuff. But it seems to be the difference from you guys is the quality of the products beyond just the fact that it tastes really good.
Yeah, we take a lot of pride in the quality of our products, and that's been that way since the very beginning, since we first started in 2009. That's something that it's in our saying that we have, founded on quality, built on service, measured on results. Like we're only as good as how quality our products are, the service we provide people, but ultimately the results they're getting. And so that's a very important piece of what we do. And then also, too, we have NSF certification on some of our products as well, which is also really important, not just for these athletes, but it's important that they go on into the college ranks and into the professional ranks. Like that opens the door for those products to be there as well.
Yeah, that's a huge piece too, because when I was covering the Braves, Freddie Gonzalez was the first manager I covered there, and he and I were both doing CrossFit at the time, and we were down at spring training, and I was working out of a box down there, and I had a protein supplement that I was using. And Freddie was like, "I'd love to use that, but if our trainer won't, even though I'm a manager, if they won't sign off on it and it's not on the approved list for MLB, I can't take it."
Right. Yeah. So it's just important, like supplements in general, and what NSF is. It's a third-party organization that tests to make sure that there's no banned substances and things like that in there. So it's just important that when you're looking at supplements, that there's some type of third-party testing in there and things like that. So, but also too, like when it comes to the manufacturing of our products, we take that really seriously, and they're manufactured in what's called a SQF Level 3 facility, which means that the facilities are top notch that all of our products are made in. So we take the quality very seriously because we use these products ourselves, so we want them to be high quality products, but we also want to make sure we provide them for our customers.
So
as well.
I got one of your bars here. This is the peanut butter and jelly bar.
That's my favorite.
So you guys have a whole setup over there with all the different flavors.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you guys leave, if there's one flavor that like has a bunch more than the other ones, do you guys look at it and be like, maybe we shouldn't be making that one anymore?
So it's thankfully. Our flavors, we brought like our 5 core flavors and they all do extremely well. Like we obviously do take the feedback and stuff from being out here and letting people try them and stuff like that. We definitely take that feedback, but also too, funny enough is that a lot of our popular flavors are the really simple flavors because people, they know what to expect with a chocolate or with a vanilla, and it kind of validates it. And then after that, they like to try the more exotic flavors like a peanut butter and jelly or like a cinnamon toast crunch or things like that.
The beef sticks to me are I grew up, Slim Jims and all that kind of stuff, but the beef sticks you guys have and just the different flavors of them, that's my absolute favorite thing you guys do.
Yeah, the protein sticks are huge. I mean, they're sourced from beef and pork within the Midwest, and it's really cool that they have 18 grams of protein in them. It's just such a quick, easy way to get in protein and
low sodium too, which is like the huge thing on that kind of stuff.
So, and what's cool about it too is there's another flavor variety. Like I love the sharp cheddar; that's my absolute favorite one. But I would say a big favorite within the crowd would be jalapeno heat. A lot of people like that one. And then the teriyaki does well too. People love teriyaki too. But we got an abundance of flavors. But the protein sticks. I mean, once again, like. People love just the convenience, right? And they love when they can get a convenient amount of a good amount of protein. I mean, we're talking 18 grams with a protein stick, 20 grams with a protein bar. It makes a huge difference because protein's the most satiating macronutrient, meaning that, when you hit your protein goal, like you have a tendency of feeling more full, which means you have less likely of a tendency to overeat or grab things that you normally don't want. So that's why big part of our education is like, hey, make sure you build everything around your protein source because your protein source is what's going to really help fill you up and give your body what it's looking for.
Love it. Talk about the involvement with prep baseball, why this is an important partnership for you guys. Obviously, you were at the All-American game. You guys are now at future games.
Yeah. So, First Form first started in 2009, and our mission has always been to help as many real people get real long-term results, right? And something that's really been important to us and important to the growth of our brand is we've helped a lot of people within the general population space, right? People that want to build muscle, lose weight, just simply feel better overall. And with our products and with our First Form nutrition app, and the help of our team at First Form, we've been able to help a lot of people in the population, which is given us a lot of brand awareness. But now that we've kind of gotten bigger and larger as a brand, we want to keep that a focus, but we've really wanted to get into the sports scene as well. Because it's like, these kids, I mean, obviously we want them all to go on to be professional baseball players, but at some point their baseball career days are going to be over, right? I hope that's a long time from now, but they still need to take care of themselves. They still need to live a healthier lifestyle. So it's a way for us to really introduce ourselves to these athletes, right, and have it be something that helps them through their athletic journey, no matter how long that is, but then also to be that brand that it's like, hey, now that you've kind of transitioned out of the game, we still are going to be that brand that helps you get the results that you're looking for, helps you take care of yourself and live a long, fulfilling, active lifestyle. So that's one of the reasons why we have that partnership with Prep Baseball, because it's an opportunity for us to introduce ourselves to these athletes and really grow a name for ourselves in the baseball space to be the go-to sports nutrition brand, because we help them perform while they're on the field, but also to help them off the field as well.
We're obviously excited to have you guys on Lake Point Sports Campus. You guys brought the tank down. You guys had it in Miami as well. Drove that down from Missouri. What kind of gas mileage does that thing get?
Not good. So it's called a sports chassis. It's a Freightliner front end with a huge cargo thing in the back. I mean, if you Google sports chassis, you'll see it. It'll pop up. I mean, it looks like a military grade vehicle. It's fun to drive, but no, it doesn't get the best gas mileage. But it is cool to bring it around. People obviously it catches their eye, and it's just a cool thing to have. And funny enough, we have 2 of them, and we've had them for, I would say, about 12 years now. So they have quite the mileage on them. They have been driven all over the country. I mean, just speaking for myself, I've been in it we're from St. Louis, so from New Jersey, Miami, like everywhere in between. I mean, those vehicles have seen the country for sure.
It doesn't go through a drive-through though, right? Like you guys got to jump out.
It does not go through a drive-through. And when you wash it, you gotta do the hand washing. Like you can't go through a car wash. Like you got to take it into the. You can't even pull it all the way in. You wash the front end, and then you turn around and you wash the back end of it. So, but it's cool. We take a lot of pride in them. We love having them. So they're cool.
It's an awesome thing to see. Now, we've been doing something fun with all of our guests here in studio. We got this game show called Random Questions. Producer Mason's going to pull us up. So he's got the intro for you.
Are these trivia questions?
No. These are ChatGPT generated random questions. So what is going to happen now is he's going to give me 3 numbers between 1 and 100, and these are going to be the questions that you're going to answer.
Okay.
So I'll wait for Producer Mason to give us your numbers.
Your numbers are 77,
all right,
83, and 93.
Wow, those are really far down there. All right, number 77.
Okay.
What's your sports green flag and red flag in a teammate?
Oh, man. Okay. So green flag, I would say, is somebody that, there's an old quote, actually. It's somebody that really does a good job of accepting responsibility, right? And there's a quote, actually, I heard former Major League manager Mike Matheny say. And he said, when you are a leader or a teammate, because I think everybody has leadership qualities. It's just, do they lean into them or not? Everybody's a leader in some way. But when things are going well, do you look in the mirror and say, hey, how can I fix things? Or when things are going poorly, do you look in the mirror and think like, hey, how can I fix things? And when things are going well, do you look out the window and say, hey, these are my people. These are the people that have helped me get to where I'm at. Like those are things that are really important to me, is when it's a guy that is just, they really pride themselves on making sure that they understand what helped get them to where they are, and they love being a great teammate to their teammates. Like those are green flags for me, guys that really pride themselves on being a great teammate. And then on the flip side of that, I mean, a red flag is one of my favorite questions to ask is like, let's say they play a game and it's, hey, how'd the game go? When somebody is like, oh, we lost, but I went 2 for 3. Or we lost, but I pitched 2 scoreless innings. Like, it's kind of a red flag for me, because it's like, okay, well, the goal as a team is to win and perform, right? So that's kind of a red flag, where it's kind of like it's kind of a me first mentality.
All right, I like that. All right, number 83. Have you ever forgot how many outs were in an inning and made a wrong play?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I was a catcher, and so I mean, I'm not proud of it, but it does happen. I was a catcher, and there had been a couple instances. It wasn't a recurring thing, but it just sometimes it happens, right? That's why it's important to always never assume and double check. Where you think it's the third out and you roll the ball out to the mound and you start running off the field, and it's like, okay, never mind. So, yes, that wasn't a frequent thing, but, yeah, it has happened.
I had a feeling that's what you were going to say, because I've seen that happen so many times. I just do the little flip up, and then they'll get up and start going and realize I got to get back down into the crouch. All right, finally, number 93. What's your favorite sports movie?
Oh, man. Okay, so I am a baseball guy. I love sports, right? But baseball, I have seams on my heart. But my favorite sports movie is Rudy. I think Rudy's the best sports movie of all time. I love that story, underdog, and doesn't quit, learns lessons along the way, and he believes in himself the entire time, even when nobody else believed in him. And I think there's a lot of lessons that people can take from that. Is if you want people to believe in you, you got to believe in yourself first, right? If you don't believe in yourself, you don't believe in your own abilities, you're gonna get swallowed up. Life's gonna swallow you whole, and you're gonna really crumble. But if you believe in yourself, as much as that movie Rudy does, it really translates into your life. So I know it's not a baseball movie, but it is my favorite sports movie of all time.
I bet if you were to poll a lot of people after Notre Dame's dominance, if they were Notre Dame fans, I would bet a lot of them the foundational reason that they're Notre Dame fans is Rudy.
Yeah, that movie's probably about 35 years old, 36 years old. Yeah. So now my favorite baseball movie of all time, if we want to stay with the theme here, has got to be Field of Dreams. I mean,
that's the pick.
Movie. Yeah. So, but yeah,
that's great stuff. All right, Nick Clemens from First Form. Nick, thank you so much for stopping by, man.
So
you guys will be here all week long.
Yep, all week.
Yeah, nutrition on everybody's mind. At least it better be. We'll be back with so much more from the Prep Baseball Feature Games Watch Party.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
You gotta find your people, the ones that make you feel alright, the kind you wanna stay up with all night.
We're back. This is going to be the final stretch here for our first day of the Prep Baseball Feature Games in the second segment of our Prep Baseball Feature Games watch party from today. Now rejoined by Grayson Rosen. I was looking through some of the pitching matchups tomorrow. So the arms that I'm really excited to see in action. Obviously, we're going to see Cole Cinnamon, who we had here in studio. But Davis Wilson, now he's going to be a guest of mine. Tomorrow is going to be pitching for NorCal against South Texas. He's going to throw the first couple innings of that one. Connor Wells is going to be in action for South Carolina. That's at 1 o'clock tomorrow, so that's an absolute must-see arm. Bubba Day is going to be pitching for Midwest tomorrow at the 10 a.m. game segments. Lawton Littleton for Louisiana is a former junior feature gamer, will be in action at 1 o'clock as well. Just looking through these, Jack Johnson's going to be pitching for Georgia. Interestingly, we didn't see Jack when we had Harrison here during the high school season, but he is going to be here in action. He's actually going to be joining me in studio as well on the Friday. I believe that's Friday before we're going to see them in action there. So certainly excited to see all these guys when they are taking the field in these first games of the day.
Is Jack
on Thursday.
with Georgia or Southeast?
He's on Southeast.
Gotcha.
Also on Southeast is Taylor Markakis.
Yeah.
So Nick Markakis' son will be in action in that one. They'll follow up with him with Maddox Hasty, then Jace Riggin from Florida, and then Bradley Lentz from Georgia. Will be wrapping things up for that Southeast team against some really good pitching matchups across all the games for this first day of the games. Harry Chubb Jones Jr. going to be in effect for Georgia in the first two. That's a big-ass arm. Sorry. So that's a big arm. I've never done that before.
He's got a rocket on that arm, though.
Yeah, he does.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
He's got a good bat, too. You can't sleep on that. I mean, we saw him here for Georgia Dugout Club with McEacher, and I mean, that was just outstanding. I think we saw 2 home runs from him during the weekend, and we saw like a 10 or 11 strikeout performance. I mean, he's unbelievable and so much fun to watch.
Georgia may be coming with my 3 favorite. If I'm looking across,
it's
so you got Chubb Jones Jr. He's going to throw the first 2 innings. Hayes McGinnis has the 3rd and 4th. Max Rosinski is going to throw the 5th and 6th. Then Brendan Neal and Liam Collier, who we've had in studio as well. So the arms that we're going to see from Georgia tomorrow are going to be absolutely insane. And obviously, we spend a lot of time around these Georgia guys. We get to see them in action more so than any other team. But they've got some of the biggest arms coming on Thursday's matchups, and they're going to be a lot of them are going to be in action.
Yeah, and the
tomorrow.
crazy thing about Chubb and Hayes McGinnis is that they are the 2 top pitchers in this class, but they're also like bona fide two-way players.
Yep.
Like they are like, you're not getting really a huge drop off when it's like, okay, they come off the mound, they play the position, but it's whatever, or vice versa. These 2 guys can throw it with the best and hit it with the best, and it's unbelievable to watch those guys.
Indiana's first 2 innings tomorrow will be pitched by Cole Cheatham out of Union County. He's the number 1 ranked right-handed pitcher in Indiana, 3rd overall. He's a top 27 pitcher in the nation among all right-handers, so that is an absolute name to see as well. So again, it's literally just you could take your pick. You go to one of these fields, and there's a reason to show up here at Lake Point Sports for the next few days.
Any time window. I mean, you've got that first time window at 10 o'clock on Field 11, Louisiana versus Mississippi is 2 stacked lineups. You're destined to see some guys that are going to be getting some real D1 offers at the end of next week, and just so many different things throughout the day. You go to the 2:15s, you've got Arkansas and Oklahoma. We were talking about how many great players are on that Arkansas team. You've got, in the 4 o'clock window, North Cal versus Texas South. You've got Alabama, Tennessee at that time. Kansas, Kentucky. Arizona, Hawaii is a really fun one to watch. Arizona's a stacked roster as well. So much to look for. And then, of course, Georgia, Florida, SoCal, North Texas, Michigan, Ohio, that we'll be bringing to you at 8:30.
I'm going to be interested to talk to Rob Allison, the head of Prep Baseball's entire Midwest region there. He's got Minnesota, Nebraska, Iowa. Their Midwest team, every guy's only throwing 1 inning.
Yeah, that is interesting.
They seem to be the only ones that are actually doing that. Everybody else is going 2 innings at a time, but then that's the only 2 innings you're going to see out of that guy during the event. So they're going Bubba Day, Hunter Minner, Cohen Rader, Brady Smith, Kean Swatical, Easton Elam, Chase Newman, and Landon Foster, and each one's just pitching 1 inning. So a different approach to how they're going to be rolling their guys out. But everybody else, by and large, is just going to be pitching multiple innings across this. So been a lot of fun across this first day of the Prep Baseball Feature Games. Had a ton of in-studio guests, especially during this window. So appreciate everybody stopping by and joining us for a little bit of time. Go ahead and show our broadcast menu for tomorrow. This will be the first slate of games for game day for the feature games. There we go. We'll have 8:30, which is probably going to be a little bit closer to 9, but we excited to bring you some really, really good matchups. So rivalry games. I had Adam Goodwin from Michigan cut a promo on Ohio, letting them know what's coming tomorrow night at 8:30. They've got Michigan, Ohio, and then we've got Georgia versus Florida, and Illinois against Indiana. We'll be back on Friday. Just 2 games for you then. It'll be SoCal and Texas South against Alabama, Florida. Of course, we got 3 screens going on at once here for you, so maybe we'll bounce around campus with that other one and show you some other games. Then back on Saturday, a full slate at noon with Wisconsin, Illinois, Texas North versus Texas South, NorCal versus SoCal, and Florida versus Tennessee. And then wrapping up all of our coverage on Sunday with the Junior Feature Games Championship game. That one's slated for 2:30 p.m. So this is just the start of our Feature Games coverage. Again, we're going to have watch parties for the next 3 days and then wrap it all up on Sunday with that Junior Feature Games Championship. Until then, for Grayson Rosen, producers Maddie Bullock, Mason Monroe, and the host of guests that I've had here in studio, I'm Cory McCartney. And for now, we're signing off from Lake Point Sports.